Okay, my name is Anthony Bowersock, and I'm doing Chapter 21 of Recreational Sports for the group Seattle Seahawks.
Good.
First, I'm going to talk about the history of recreational sports. It first came about in the mid-1900s when workers started getting shorter work weeks. And the whole idea that this helped with recreational sports is it went from a 66-hour week to a 40-hour week, which most of us refer to as full-time. But they started getting a lot more leisure time. And with that leisure time, they needed to do something, especially with their families. So they started doing recreational sports. The government also decided to establish what was called Parks Movement, is where they used public lands and started allowing it to be used for the public free of charge to anybody who wanted to use it, such as Central Park. And another good one is in Boston. It's called the Emerald Necklace Parks. It's just parks that surround the city. One of the there's many different types of recreation programs. One of the main ones is community-based recreational. Definition of it is participants are united by a common recreation at a local level, such as the YMCA or the YWCA, which is Young Men's Christians Association and Young Women's Christian Association. They also have the Hebrew Association for and they have it for different ethnicities. There's two different types of participations on these levels. There's direct participation. For instance, like if you're in a Little League program, the kids in the Little League program playing, that would be direct participation where they're actually performing activities. And then there's indirect participation, like the people who are running it, the parents that are supporting it, anything that revolves around spectator. Another type of recreation is military recreation. Especially in recent years, Wounded Warrior has definitely helped. It's a project that creates programs for those who have been disabled through combat, a lot either enlisted now or by veterans. They have a lot of fundraisers. Like I know at my high school, we did fundraisers for Wounded Warrior where we sold T-shirts to help them. This is also funded by the U.S. Department of Defense, which maintains these extensive programs, and they do it through branches of the armed forces. So, too far. All right. There's outdoor recreational and university outdoor programs. Even though they might sound the same, outdoor programs are those that attracts those who enjoy environmental in different seasons, such as whitewater rafting would be considered an outdoor recreational program. There's a lot of revenue built up in this program. For instance, the Outdoor Industry Association reported that over $730 billion is invested in this organization. And an average out of 3 to 4 people will go participate in outdoor events annually. University programs, on the other hand, are extracurricular programs or clubs that allow students to participate in a variety of outdoor activities. The Association for Experience Education, or the AEE, has accredited 10 universities for the Association of Outdoor Recreation, and the University of, the Association for Outdoor Recreation and Education, or the AORE, has accredited 40 universities. The organizations that you've heard, these are all organizations that are part of the industry of recreational sports. Like I said, the YMCA and the YWCA. Some of the ones that you didn't really hear about are the USDA, United States Department of Agriculture, and the ACA, American Camping Association. Some of the current issues that are going on in recreational sports is public and private sectors. Public sectors are sectors that are government controlled, and private sectors are those that the government doesn't have control, but instead small business owners. And they have like a unique relationship where they have different territories, but they have a hard time communicating, and they have to go through different management plans to discuss who has control of what and when they can use different public areas. To improve environmental awareness is definitely necessary for recreational sports because most recreational sports do take place outside in public areas, but most people take advantage of that and will start destroying the fields by overuse. So it's important for people to get aware of that more. Also, even though the Americans with Disabilities Act allows those with disabilities to join any recreational program they want, it puts a stronger strain on those organizations, and more organizations have to step forth and actually promote this because every organization will now have to meet the needs of those who are disabled, which costs more money and will in the future affect those who just want to join. They have to pay more money for those who are disabled. So, career opportunities. I personally am not looking for a career in recreational sports, but there are some principles in getting a job through recreational sports that I will carry for any job search that I have. Participating in a variety of activities so that you can help build up your resume is really important. Not just that, it gives you a better understanding of what you're going into. Develop general instructions, programming skills. Just a basic idea of how to organize stuff in general. This is actually very important for recreational sports, considering most of the stuff, especially at a youth level, is parents or people who are part of the organization developing a schedule for kids to play. Refine skills at several specific programming. This allows you to have the variety of programming that you chose. This allows you to choose a more specific one that you like and apply it to your job. And consider associate skills that can strengthen a resume. As I said, you need a good resume to get the job that you really want, and developing those skills for the job you want is essential. And then some recreational positions that you could get if you wanted to go into recreational position or recreational sports: an activity director, aquatics director, camp counselor, park ranger falls under recreational sports, and recreational therapist. So I think I skipped a slide earlier. I'm just going to go back real quick. Yeah, public and therapeutic recreation. Public recreation is that's not by local organization, but by state and federal agencies. For instance, all the national parks, that's by public recreation. The National Forest Services employs over 30,000 permanent employees to manage over 191 million acres of forest lands. National Park Services organizes 285 million visits to national forests and parks in 2009. So there's a lot of job openings in that, and it's a pretty big deal, and you'll be permanently hired. Therapeutic recreation is the idea for rehabilitation for the most part. It's not just in sports, but it can definitely apply for those who are in sports. For instance, they can be found in nursing homes, hospitals, and even independent living centers. They're used in recreation to improve the participants' physical, emotional, and mental health. And that's my project.